Okay. Hi, everybody. Good evening to all. Hope everyone is doing great.
Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Hamsini. So yeah, I'm sorry it took a little time. I was stuck in rain. Was it raining near your house, or only here was it raining?
No, sir.
There was no rain. Oh, so unlucky of you. Okay, right. So here it was quite a downpour. Right. So I got stuck. So that's why it became a little late. So, but still, I see say 8 people, like 8 students. Okay, I think it's good enough number, right? We can start, right? So we can share my screen. In your school, what chapter they started? Anybody? What chapter is
So
going on?
organic chemistry only is going on.
Okay, now in all the schools, only organic GOC, that is general organic chemistry, is only going on. Or in any other school, any other topic is being taken, any other chapter is being taken. What is today's date? 9th, right? Okay. So in all the schools, only organic is going on. Okay, right. So we'll continue. Maybe if I can, we don't have to go through last class's this thing, right? I think hope you all remember what we saw last class, right? So we learned about this secondary suffix, how to use them, right? So we know, I think everybody is following, everybody is taking down notes. If you're not taking down notes, actually we'll speak about this in a while, okay? I want to speak something with you, but let us continue with this for now. Anyways, so suffix we know can be either primary suffix or secondary suffix. So this is U, right? So in the IUPAC name, right, what part is given by primary suffix? Can anybody tell me? Like we know we can different, okay, so the different parts, they say suffix, prefix, root word gives different meanings, different, they have their own different significance. So what does this primary suffix give you in the IUPAC name?
Functional group.
Basically, or what does it talk about? That's the better question I should ask. Yeah. So from where do you derive primary suffix? Based on what?
Based on the most priority functional group.
Most priorized functional group, exactly.
Yeah.
This primary suffix comes from most priorized functional group, right? So if at all there is only one functional group, then there is no problem. That is only going to be the most priorized functional group. And we already saw the priority order. Hope all of you have taken it down. Hope all of you are, it's in your fingertips, right? Or else you'll not be able to give the IUPAC names, right? I think by this time you must have known how important the priorities are, how much priority you have to give for priorities. Anyways, so that is primary suffix is given by the most priorized functional group, right? So in secondary suffix, based on what do we assign secondary suffix? Even though I didn't specifically mention this point, but from your observation, what exactly secondary suffix talks about?
Nature of the carbon bond.
Nature of the carbon bond. Can you elaborate?
Sir, how many bonds are formed? For example, is it single bond, a double bond, or a triple bond?
Correct. Right. It's all based on, I would say, this is a good time to introduce this term. I would say there is something, any organic compound, okay, can be classified into two types. One are what are called as saturated, right? Saturated hydrocarbons, or not necessarily hydrocarbons, any functional group for that matter. Saturated and unsaturated, and obviously the other one is unsaturated. Okay, so what is the basic difference between these two is in unsaturated, I am going to have some kind of pi bond is going to be there in unsaturated compounds, say in the form of C double bond C's, C triple bond C's, C double bond O's, say I can have C triple bond N's, right? Say in whichever case, whichever bond you see that I'm going to have a pi bond present, right? That comes under an unsaturated compound, right? And obviously I think you can understand if I have only CC single bonds, right? No other kind of double bonds, no other kind of pi bonds, then it comes under saturated organic compound. Right. So now that we understand this, right? So obviously secondary suffix is going to be based on whether I have CC single bond or CC double bond or CC triple bond or a combination of any of these. Right? We saw even I can have in the same molecule, I can have a double bond as well, triple bond as well, right? And single bond as well, right? But single bond, if it is there, will not. Only single bond is there. We know what is the secondary suffix we should use, AN, right? And if at all I have a double bond, EN, and for triple bond, it is going to be YN, right? Only these can be the secondary suffixes. There is no other thing possible. But for primary suffix, obviously based on the functional group, I have given you a table, right? If it is the like say what should be the prefix for that particular functional group and what should be the suffix, and that again is going to be which you have to use for a particular functional group, whether you have to use the prefix or whether you have to use the suffix based on what is based on what is based on whether that is the most prioritized functional group, right? If that is the most prioritized functional group, then you use the suffix for it. If not, if at all I have C double bond O as well as OH in the same compound, some carbon something is there, I will give suffix for C double bond O because it is having more priority, and for alcohol I will be using my hydroxy. If you all know, hydroxy is the prefix for OH, right? But you see, for if it is going to be a ketone, then I would have used like because that is the most priority functional group, and further I have to use the suffix, and the suffix is ONE, right? So all these we saw a lot of examples, right? And then yeah, I think this is pretty much we saw. So we'll continue with few more examples, right? So that you'll get familiarized with all these things, right? And then we'll move on to the other topics, right? Any questions anybody has particularly from previous class? This is what we saw in the previous class. Anybody has any questions? Okay, cool. Moving on. I'll just give you some examples. Fine. Say if I have okay, can you name this compound? And maybe once you finish it, you can type it in the chat box and put your answers. Or you can unmute yourself and tell me the answers. That is actually a better way. Typing would be a difficult task. Big names will come. So, okay, I want to ask one question. What are the different functional groups which are there in this molecule?
Ketone and alcohol.
Ketone and acid, sir.
Double bond.
Okay, so I got ketone, acid, alcohol. What else? Double bond. C double bond C. Okay.
Yes, so sorry, sir. It's acid only, not alcohol.
Okay, so everybody accepts that it is not alcohol, it is acid. See, this entire thing is COOH, right? I can that this is the exact representation actually. This is the bonding structure of COOH. I don't know how many of you knows it. C double bond O and OH. Okay, so I know this is carboxylic acid, and obviously this you see is a C double bond O. Now C double bond O, if it comes, we all know it can be either an aldehyde or a ketone. Again, see, this is also C double bond O, but this is different. This is having OH, right? Fine. Anyways, so C double bond O, if I had any one to be hydrogen, any one of the bond, I have basically two more bonds to be filled for this carbonyl carbon. I think I mentioned this name, carbonyl carbon, right? This particular carbon, right, is called carbonyl carbon. Anywhere you see C double bond O, carbonyl, N should come here. Okay, fine. So whenever you see the C double bond O, in this case, or in case of esters, you will see, or in case of ketones, aldehydes, any acid derivative, all of these will have the C double bond O, and the carbon containing this C double bond O is called carbonyl carbon. Okay, these are all are the terms you can always keep in touch, so that they will be it will be like normal chemistry language will be using, right? When I explain you, I'll not tell that this carbon, I'll say particularly something is attacking the carbonyl carbon, right? Anyways, so fine. So here we see that if at all one hydrogen is attached to this carbonyl carbon, right? Then it becomes an aldehyde. But if both of them are carbon and carbon, obviously it becomes a ketone. Now, obviously, I see both these are carbon, so it is a ketone, right? Okay, fine. Anybody is ready with the name?
Sir,
And
Yes,
obviously,
sir.
yeah, go on.
Sir, 4 oxo pent 1
Four oxo,
oic acid.
pent, pent what?
Pent 1 oic acid.
Pent on oic acid.
sir, pent-2-enoic acid.
Okay, that's correct, right? Pent-2-ene. You have to consider this double bond also, right? In the structure.
Oh, okay. Yes, sir.
The secondary suffix. This is where it comes into the picture, right? So, anyways, first thing is we'll go by the rules, right? Everybody, right? We know that first point to be noted or first rule to be followed is identify the longest possible chain. And here in this case, it's very easy, right? This is the longest possible. There is no other branch coming, right? And all the functional groups are containing in the main chain, so no problem, right? Okay, next thing is we have to number the carbon atoms, right? Now numbering should be based on priority. Again, priority of the functional group. The maximum prioritized functional group should get the least possible number, right? So in this case, I know COOH is having the maximum priority. That is actually the most prioritized functional group in all of the functional groups, right? So this particular carbon gets number 1 because that should be the lowest. And obviously this gets 2, this gets 3, 4, and 5, right? So now by the moment I do this, I know I can write my root word, right? Root word based on the number of carbons which are there in the main chain or the longest possible chain. With that, if I know it is 5, I know for 5, the root word is pent. That's done, right? Now, right away, then if I look at the most, I know that these are the functional groups. That is a double bond and a ketone and an acid. I know acid is the most prioritized functional group. So I know from this directly I can get my primary suffix, right? Right. So primary suffix, we all know for an acid is oic acid, right? So now I can even do this oic acid. That is done. So primary suffix is done, right? Okay, now I have another functional group which is having lesser priority, that is my ketone, right? Now that has to come as a prefix now because this is a less prioritized functional group. This will come as my prefix, right? That is before the root word. After the root word means suffix. Before the root word means prefix. Now we know for prefix, for a ketone, it is oxo. And we all know for a prefix as well as a suffix, as well as a secondary suffix, whatever it is, you have to answer 3 questions. What? How many? What is that question? Which you have to answer?
Where?
Where? Right, the number. Which carbon atom is it present? That number you will write here. What means what functional group? Here it is ketone, so it is oxo, right? How many? There is only 1, so only 1. Right, that means you don't have to specify any di or tri, right? Where now you can see that it is in the 4th carbon atom, right? 3 and 4, 4th carbon atom, so 4. And how do you write it? Now first you write where 4. Now what is it? Oxo. And how many? Only 1, so you don't write this thing. Okay, I'll write it here. Right. So here before this, right, I'll get 4 oxo, 4 oxo pent. And obviously now something is missing here, right? Now that should be my secondary suffix. Secondary suffix comes from, I told you, it comes from double bond or triple bond. If it is only single bond, we use AN. In this case, it is double bond is present. So we go for EN. And again, again 3 questions: where, what, and how many. Right? So here it is in second carbon, and it is my, what is that? Double bond. So it's EN, and that's it. Oic acid. If you want mention, you can even mention 1 oic acid. Okay, 1 oic acid. Right? This is 1, right? So you can, by default, we all know that you don't have to mention it. Okay, so I hope this example explains how you should use your prefix, suffix, secondary suffix, primary suffix, all these things, root word, all these things, how you should use, right? Fine. One more example. Okay, no, this will be a different thing. I want to. Fine. Okay, no problem. I'll take. Actually, instead of putting the OH here, I will put the OH. Here. Okay, and another OH. Here. Okay, and then I will put one more double bond. Here. Yeah, go for it. So it's a cyclo compound. So when you write the root word, right, you should use the you should include the this thing cyclo along with the root word. So let me ask someone in particular. I want to ask. I want to understand what this thing. Okay. Fine. The first name I see is Ashwat. I'm so sorry, Ashwat. Are you there? Ashwat? Ashwat, are you there? Ashwat? Okay. Madhumita, are you there? Madhumita? I don't know. Fine. Shailaja, are you there?
Yes,
Yeah. Okay. Was it Madhumita who spoke or Shailaja who spoke?
Shailaja, sir.
Okay, Shailaja, fine. I don't know why others didn't answer. Anyways, so Shailaja, in this particular compound, tell me what are all the functional groups present in this compound?
Oxygen and alcohol, sir.
Oxygen means what?
Sir, I have
You're
a
talking
doubt
about
here.
this? Are you talking
Yes,
about
sir.
this oxygen? What is it called as? Will you call it oxygen? Alcohol is okay, fine. OHUC, it is alcohol. I accept. Right. So now, what is this functional group? What is this? What is this? Whatever I'm marking here, what is this? That particular
CH3,
vertex.
sir.
Is it CH3? Each vertex, all these are what? All these vertexes are what? Are they CH3s or what? Are they?
Bonds, bonds of the carbon.
Basically, these are carbons, right? So what I have is basically this C double bond O is what I have here, right? With this carbon, I have a double bond O. So I have a C double bond O. So what is the functional group now? If you see this, in the previous question, we saw C double bond O. What was that? What was the functional group we used when we used C double bond O?
So is it
Is it? Chuma, what will be a random guess? Go on.
carboxyl acid?
Carboxylic acid. No. Carboxylic acid should have C double bond O and a OH. Right. So now, Shailaja, this whenever you see, we saw in the previous question also, you see that there is a C double bond O here. What we took it as? What is this? Can you read what is it? What am I right? What is this?
Ketone, sir.
Ketone, right? This is K, ketone. Right? C double bond O,
Yes,
whenever
sir.
it is there, and this C double, this particular carbon, you see in this case also, this particular carbon is attached to one carbon, second carbon, right? So it becomes C double bond O with two carbon atoms attached. So it is going to be ketone. But if there was one hydrogen attached to this particular carbon, if there was a hydrogen, for example, but it won't come here. If it was there, then it will become a
carboxylic acid.
carboxylic acid. What did I tell you? Carboxylic acid.
OH should be there, sir.
Okay, so if there is a H here, then what happens? It becomes a carbon. If there are two carbon atoms, then it becomes a ketone. But if there is one carbon and one hydrogen, then it becomes a. So it's like this. If I had a CHO, right? C double bond O and a H. This is what? This is what functional group. Okay, this is an aldehyde. Okay, this is what I have been
Yes,
doing
sir.
in the previous question also. Right? So that's what I'm telling Kanna. Like everybody has to take down notes, right? Even if you don't know the answer, if you have recorded it, right? So if you just go through the notes, you'll be able to get the answer. I don't expect you to remember now itself everything. I know there is a lot to remember. Okay, this means like, okay, this is this functional group, that is this functional group, right? It is completely all right to not know it, right? But why you should take some efforts to remember, right? For that, the first step is to take down notes, right? Especially for organic chemistry. I think I've already mentioned this. Especially for organic chemistry, you have to take down notes, right? Make sure everything comes out of my mouth and whatever I'm writing is recorded. You record it. Recorded means in the form of writing only, not like taking screenshots. You'll watch the video again. No, right? Take down notes. Always sit for the chemistry class with a pen and a notebook, and where a place where you can keep your notebook and write. Sit on a table or somewhere where you can write, right? Please make sure you do this. Okay, so next time I ask Shailaja what in question, you should be top, every answer should come. Okay, Kanna?
Sure, sir.
Right, good, very good. Fine.
Sir,
So,
I got an answer.
go on. 1 second, let me clear whatever I drew here. Okay, go on.
Sir, I'm getting second. Yeah, 2,5 dihydroxy cyclopent 2,4 ene 1 on.
Okay, 2,4 1 ene. Okay, this is cyclo.
Pent 2,4 ene.
Should be just ene.
No, diene. Sorry, diene and 1 on.
1
on. ONE.
Done. Right. Okay. So I think it's correct, right? So now again the same old thing. First, you see that this is a cyclo. I mean, this is a cyclic structure, right? So we all obviously give cyclo, and I have 5 carbon atoms in the ring, so again becomes cyclopent, right? Now you see what are all the functional groups. I have OH, that is 2 OH groups, and this is C double bond 1. Just now, as we discussed, it becomes a ketone, right? And there are 2 double bonds also, right? Okay. So the maximum priority goes to ketone, right? So then we'll directly finish your suffix. That is my primary suffix, right? And that is my 1 on, because this is the first carbon atom, obviously, because that is the maximum, that is having the maximum priority, right? Fine. Anyways, now in this case, this becomes a symmetric molecule. So either you put 2 here or whether you put 2 here, again, I'm having a double bond with the OH, double bond with the OH. So however you want, in this case, you can number, right? So either way I number, it is not going to make a difference. So I'll just number like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's it, right? So now once I'm done with my root word and my primary suffix, all is left out is my secondary suffix and prefix. Prefix, this is my prefix. That is my before my root word. Prefix should be coming from the less priorized functional group, and OH is a less priorized functional group, right? So you should be using prefix for this, and that prefix is hydroxy. Again, how many? 2 di, and where and all in 2nd and 5th carbon, so 2,5, right? And the last part you have to get done is your secondary suffix, right? And that comes from double bond or triple bond or single bond, that is between carbon. And then you see that in 2nd carbon atom and in 4th carbon atom, right? Second and fourth carbon atom, you see that there is double bond, right? So that becomes 2,4. Diene, first is not ene, it should be n. I'm sorry, right? You should not end with ene. Okay, if you end with ene, that means it is an alkene. Okay, maybe I'll give you a question for that, right? Anyways, so it becomes en and 2,4 because it is in the second and fourth carbon atom, right? So this becomes the entire name. Every part has a every word you write in the name has a meaning. Okay, right. Next question. Moving on. Say I have
So what is it?
which one? This one.
Yes, sir.
CH triple bond C single bond CH double bond CH double single again. Then yeah, this is the compound.
So is it CH triple bond C?
Yeah, correct.
Oh.
Right. Sorry. So this contains no functional group, only double and triple bonds. Let me see. We know what should be the prefix, what should be the suffix. Or wait, just a second, people. I'm just modifying a little bit. Okay, I think this should be, or wait. Yeah, this should be fine. Just once you're done, you can, or I can ask someone. That's better, right? Yeah. Oh, there is something in the chat box also. What happened? Ashwath, oh sir, my surrounding is noisy. Okay, no problem, Ashwath. No problem.
Sir, could you show the diagram again?
Question. One second. I'll just choose whom I have to ask and then I'll show you.
Okay, sir.
Fine. Shreyan, are you there? Shreyan Chaitya. Shreyan? Okay. Fine. Harshita, are you there?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me stay in this here. There's a lot of disturbance here. Okay, no problem. Fine. Some other day I'll ask you a question. Shane. Okay, Kana, here, can you tell me what will be the root word?
Sir, opt.
Opt. Okay, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, 2. Done. Opt. Fine. So any prefix before this, anything should come.
Sir, iodide.
Okay, good. Iodide, I mean that is iodine and
Chloro, sir.
okay, good, fine. So we have understood that it is oct, right? So now tell me, among I have, you can see that there is triple bond, double bond, single bond, iodine, chlorine, all of them are there. Which is having maximum priority?
Double bond, sir.
Good, right? Out of all these, double bond has the maximum priority. right? So now we have to number accordingly, correct? We have to start. I have 8 carbon atoms, but 8 carbon atoms have been either from here, either starting from here or starting from here, right? Now tell me, where should I start from? From the left or from your right?
Left, sir.
Left. Why?
Sir, iodide
Okay.
should get the least number.
Okay, I understand. So now you see, guys, either I start from here. Now maximum priority has to go to double bond, right? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now if it, or 7, 8, if I just number like this, see where am I getting the number for double bond? 3, right? And then 5, right? Now you put it in the ulta way. Like if you start numbering from here, 1, 2, 3,
Sir, it is the same.
4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Now you'll see that
The
it is
same,
going to be
sir.
again same. That is going to be what? Where is it? Double bond. Yeah, 3 and then 5 again, right? 3 and 5 and 3 and 5 both same, right? So the next priority now is going to be based on triple bond, right? Now the priority order for this particular question is this, right? This is the priority order, right? Double bond as the maximum priority, triple bond, then iodine, then chlorine, right? So next priority, if you check now again, if you number, if you see, like you will get the triple bond at 1 and 7. This side if you go, or say in this side also if you go, if you'll get 1 and 7, 1 and 7 for triple bond. So now the priority is based on whether it's going to be iodine or chlorine, then it is going to be iodine, right? This side if I go, the priority is, the number is 3, and that side if I come, the number is 6, and obviously I have to choose the lesser number, and that is 3. So we have to start numbering from here only. Good. Okay. Fine. I was asking Harshita. Yes, Harshita. So we have to use we have to start the numbering from here only. So what should come in the prefix? You said iodine and chlorine should come in the prefix. So how exactly should I write it? Can you tell me?
Sir, 5-chloro 3
Okay.
iodine.
Good. Fine. 5 chloro 3 iodo. Why are you writing like this, Kana? Why are I not writing opposite? Why don't you write 3 iodo and 5 chloro?
Sir, because prefix should contain the less prioritized functional group.
That is okay. Prefix should see, you're given the number based on the priority. This 3 goes to iodo and 5 goes to chloro. Now you wrote like this, right? I can also write 5 iodo. Sorry, not 5 iodo. 3 iodo. Same thing. 3 iodo, 5 chloro, oct. Sorry, oct. I can write like this. Why am I not? This is wrong, but this is right. Why?
Sir, because chlorine has
Alphabetical order.
One second. Let Harshita answer.
Sir, alphabetical order in the starting.
Good, Harshita. Good. Now we have to avoid the third important point in the IPAC naming rule is that if you have more than one prefix, right, you have to follow alphabetical order. Here, priority doesn't matter. I'm telling you how you write the prefix. That is, what order you write the prefix is not based on priority. It is based on alphabetical order. But what number you give to the prefix, yes, that is based on priority. I hope all of you get this point, right? Here 3 goes to iodo because that is having more priority than chlorine, right? But why chlorine comes first when I'm writing it is because C comes first before D in the alphabetical order. That is why specifically they gave this question. Okay, I hope everybody gets this, right? Okay, Kala, continue. Harshita will continue. So we have done with the prefix part. We have done with the root word part. What else is remaining?
Sir, suffix double and triple bond.
Okay, suffix double and triple bond. Now comes the question. This I didn't teach you, but see, I don't know whether you will know this or not, but even if you don't know, it's completely all right. So tell me, I have double and triple bond to be the only functional groups. Which one will I use as secondary suffix? Which one will I use as primary suffix?
So triple bond is secondary, double is primary.
Okay, one word. Okay, can everybody type this question? I mean, type this thing in the chat box and send me. I'm asking, I have triple bond and double bond in the same compound. So many double bonds, so many triple bonds. Which should be primary suffix? Which should be secondary suffix? Right? You have to write like this. PS, primary suffix is D. If you write PSD, it is primary suffix is double bond, right? or it'll be too complicated, right? So you write primary suffix double, right? And then you write secondary suffix triple, or the ulta, whatever, right? Go on, put it in the chat box, people. It is just a guess. I know I didn't teach you this yet, but I just want to know how you think about this. Okay, so it can be primary suffix double or triple, or say secondary suffix double or triple. What do you think? And go on, go put it in the chat box. And thank you, Shailaja. You answered very nicely. Not Shaila, sorry, Harshita. I'm so sorry.
Sir, I have a doubt.
Yeah.
Sir, can't either of the double or triple bond come in the prefix?
Yeah, it can come if there is another functional group. Say if there is a high, if in this compound, if there was a OH, then for both.
Sir, then if both double and triple are there, then one of them should come in the prefix. No?
One on. Wait. See, let
So
me tell you
that comes
this.
under alphabetical order.
Correct. Okay. So putting all these points together, see, if you have double bond, triple bond, and some other functional group, like say OH or say acid, something like that, then for both double and triple bond, you will use secondary suffix yn and en. And say for the acid, if it is there, then you will go for the second primary suffix oic acid, right? And then which comes first? You have two secondary suffix here, yn and en. That comes under alphabetical order. So en, whatever number of ens, then comes whatever number of eins, and then yn. I hope you understand what I'm trying to say. Maybe we'll see a question like that. Don't worry.
Sir, no.
Okay.
What I meant to ask was, like triple bond can come in the prefix, and double bond can come in the suffix.
In this question.
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. I understood what you're saying. Then we'll
No,
see.
sir. Like, is it correct like that, or both
We'll
should come in the?
I'm just taking the
suffix?
votes. Like I didn't say, I'll just see how many are giving answers, and then I'll tell you the answer for this. I'm gonna give you the answer right away. Anyways, so how many are there? Primary suffix double bond and secondary suffix triple bond, and then Shreyan says primary suffix double, same thing. Okay, secondary suffix triple. Anybody has any other conclusions? So sorry, guys. 1 second.
Sir, actually, I think the triple one will come in the prefix.
Okay, so the answer to this question is, people, whenever you come to this kind of a situation, right, when there is a double bond, when there is a triple bond, and only these double bonds and triple bonds are there and no other functional group, you can even write it as a note. Write a note in your notebooks. Right, write this question. Right, see guys, again and again I'm repeating, please take down notes. Okay, right, anyways, so take down a note. Right. If in the compound there are only C double bond C's and C triple bond C's, if there are only C double bond C's and C triple bond C's, the primary suffix should be en, that is C double bond C, Oh, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. The primary suffix should be yn. Primary suffix should be yn. That is your C triple bond C, and the opposite. Secondary suffix should be en. Right? Or it's the primary suffix should be yne because it's an alkyne. It has to end with "-ine". Right? And the secondary suffix should be en. That is your C double bond Cs. Okay. So that means what? When the moment when you have a triple bond, that compound becomes an alkyne. That's what you have to understand. Irrespective of whether you have a double bond or not, but if you see that molecule possesses a triple bond, C triple bond C, you have to call that compound an alkyne only. That is why you are using yne. You are ending it with yne, concluding the fact that it is an alkyne. Okay, I hope everybody understands this point. So now, if I have to answer this question, what should be the name of this compound? This is done, right? 5-chloro-3-iodo-oct is already done, right? These are the prefix. This is the root word. right? And I told you, when you see the triple bond, directly give the primary suffix. It has to end with ein, and you have to obviously say how many and where, right? So it is there in 1 and 7. Sorry, so I would say 1 and 7, right? This is 1 and 7, right? Oct, so it has to end with, let me write it properly. It is going to be 5 chloro, 3 iodo, oct, and I am going to write the primary suffix, that is 1,7 di ein, right? 1,7 di-ein. I hope you all understand why am I writing this. This is my primary suffix. Now secondary suffix is now going to be for the double bond that is there in 3 and 5, right? 3 and 5 as a double bond. So how will I write this? I'll write oct 3,5 di-n 1,2 di-ein. So if this 3,5 di-n, this is my secondary suffix, and this is my primary suffix, and this is my root word, and this are my prefixes.
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, can this compound? One second.
Sir,
Yeah.
so we can easily remember it like it's in alphabetical order. Like
It's
E
in
and E is
alphabetical order.
E comes first, Y comes second.
Yes, sir.
But we follow alpha. Yeah, if you want to remember it like that, remember it, right? But it's because the moment you see double triple bond, the actual compound name is alkyne. That is why we are giving the name YNE. That's the actual.
The
name.
rule is like that, but we can remember it like
Yeah, yeah.
that.
However you want, you can remember. No, there is no restriction at all.
Sir,
Yeah, go on.
can we name this compound as 1,7 dialkyne 5-fluoro 3 iodo or 3
1,7
1,7 dialkyne?
dialkyne. No. That is not the way. You have to use this only in the suffix part. That too is the primary suffix.
So then, if there was functional group present,
We'll solve a question. Right. Coming. Right. Say now. Let me solve one more question in this regard, and then we'll move on. Okay. Fine.
Sir,
Say
can you
I
repeat
have
what is the primary suffix?
the primary suffix is my triple bond. YNE. You see where how am I ending this? YNE. Right.
Sir,
And the
the-
secondary suffix.
It should end with secondary suffix, right? First it should come primary suffix and then only secondary.
No. What you write at the last, this is what is determined by your maximum priorized functional group, right? So that is my primary suffix. Secondary suffix comes from the double bond or triple bond or whatever. In this case, say this is actually exception, okay? We generally write primary suffix from the most priorized functional group. The most priorized functional group in this molecule is double bond, not triple bond. We all know that, right? But still, we will end the name with YNE only. Why? Because the moment you see a double bond, IUPAC says call that an alkyne and not anything else. I mean, if at all some other functional group is there, obviously that. But if at all double bond and triple bond are there only, then you call that an alkyne and not an alkene. So you end with YNE, even though it is having lesser priority. Okay, understood?
Yes, sir.
Okay, the sound is not convenient. Is it okay, Kana? Like if you have anything else you want to tell me.
No, sir. Like I have written in my notes, like, sir, can you tell then what will be secondary prefix and primary prefix?
No, there is nothing called a secondary and primary prefix. I can have so many number of prefixes, but there is nothing called as primary or secondary.
Sir, so the
It all comes
prefix,
down to alphabetical.
Yeah. And if you have more than one prefix, then you follow alphabetical order. On which order you write it in the IUPAC name. Yes.
sir, so I have written like root word, then primary suffix, then secondary suffix.
No. It should be like this. Always remember the IUPAC name is equal to prefix plus root word plus secondary suffix plus the primary suffix. So you have to end with the primary suffix. AL or OL or ONE, like that. It have to end with primary suffix. Before
sir.
that, secondary suffix should come. Okay?
Yes, sir.
Right. Good. Fine. So that's all right. Right. One more question in this regard. Right. Okay. So let me have. only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. Okay, go on. This is the compound you have, right? See, when I write a branch like this and I don't mention anything, what does that mean?
CHC, sir.
Good, right? If I
CNH
don't, by default, if I just write a line and I don't mention anything, that is a CH3. Okay, right? Okay, go on. So it's a very similar compound, right? You have double bond and triple bond only. Get me the correct name. Remember, priority, double bond. But how it has to end with is ion.
Sir, can I tell?
Yeah, go on.
Yes, sir. Yeah, 2,5 dimethyl hept 1,5 di-N 3-ine.
Okay, I think it's
Correct,
right.
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay,
Even I got it.
Sir, I
anybody
also
else?
got like that.
Good, very good, very good, very good. Right. So people, I think you understood how to name this. The priority goes to double bond. Again, I'm repeating. The priority goes to double bond. So if you start numbering like this, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right now, you see, if you just make a mistake and understand it like the triple bond has more priority, you will start numbering from here because you'll get 1, 2, and 3 itself triple bond. But if you start numbering from above 1, 2, 3, 4, right, and 4 only you're getting the triple bond, right? So you'll generally just start numbering from that. In this case, even though that is not the reason, you will start numbering from here only. Why? Because double bond is getting the lesser number. Right, double bond is getting the lesser number. Right. Anyways, so the numbering is 1, 2 this way, like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Right. So first we'll get into the prefix part. Prefix part is going to be branches. That is this 2 CH3s. That is 2,5 dimethyl. Why do I write di? Because there are 2 methyl groups. Where is it in 2 and 5? What is the group? Methyl group. Right. And then comes the root word. Right. Root word is 7. So it is hept. Right, then comes the secondary suffix. Now secondary suffix should be double bond. Right, now that means it is there in first and fifth carbon atom. So it should be 1,5 di-N, right, and I'm going to end with YNE because it's an alkyne, right, and it is there in which carbon? Third carbon, right? So 3-ine. That's it. This is the name of the compound. Right, now let me include a functional group also, so that you will get pretty clear then how what kind of difference it will make, right? If I add a functional group here, right? Say,
Sir,
yeah.
I have a doubt.
Go on.
In the previous one, isn't there 8 carbon?
In this one,
Yeah. Isn't
you
there
can
8
check
carbon
1,
atoms?
2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 only. No, 8. It's not 8. Oh, I think you mistake it as another line. This is one line. Okay. I think that is where the mistake lies. This is 1 carbon, 2nd carbon. If you think that there was a line here, I'm so sorry. It's my bad handwriting. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Cool. So now, okay, this one. Okay, go for it. Yeah, I think this is going to be
Carbon-carbon triple bond.
and the COOH. Yeah, this is a carbon-carbon triple bond and a COOH. Yes.
Sir, here we have to use prefix for it.
Here you have to use
Prefix,
for what?
the triple bond.
Are you sure? Where should the double bond and triple bond come?
Secondary suffix, sir.
They should both come in the secondary suffix.
Sir, so basically double and triple are never used in the prefix.
In this case, they are used together in the secondary suffix. But
No,
in
sir,
the
like
pre-
are they ever used in the prefix?
yeah, you can see that. Oh, that again. Okay, say if at all you have a compound like this. Right, a simple name. What should be the name of this compound?
Prop one in.
That's it. So what are you using here as the suffix "-ene", right? That is for alkene. When only double bond is there, obviously that becomes the maximum priority, and that should only be the prefix.
No,
sorry,
sir.
suffix.
No, sir, I meant prefix, sir. Can double and triple bond ever be
Oh,
used in
yeah,
prefix?
possible, but not for your level. But maybe since you asked, I'll give you a question. But that is too much. That is even for J advanced level type of questions. But it's not that very
Too
easy.
advanced for us, sir.
We can use that, but we can solve one question in that. But not in your school, they're not going to ask it. But anyways, we'll solve. Anyways, the answer to this question, anybody has?
Yes, sir. Can I?
Yeah, go on.
Sir, hex 2
Okay.
in, and then 4 ein, and 1,5
Mhm.
1,5 dioic acid.
Sir, isn't it
1,5?
1,6?
Yeah, correct. It's
1,6.
1,6.
Oh yes, sir. Sorry, 1,6 dioic acid.
Dioic acid, right? So guys, here there is no prefix. Now you see that there is a carboxylic acid and carboxylic acid, so you can start numbering from anywhere. Am I right?
No, sir. From the left hand.
Start numbering from this one, because the after COOH, the next priority goes to double bond. Right. So this carbon has to get the lowest possible number. So you'll write 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 carbon atoms. Right. So 6 means hex. Done. Right. And then you have to get in with the secondary suffix part, that is your double bond and triple bond. In 2, I have an N again, E, Y alphabetical order. If you have 2 secondary suffixes, that is if both double bond, triple bond and the functional group is present, right? For the double bond and triple bond secondary suffix, you will go with the alphabetical order, right? So E comes first, then Y comes. So you write 2N, 2 double bond, 4 triple bond, so 4 ein, and then it is going to be in 1 and 6. I have a carboxylic acid, so it is going to be dioic acid, 1,6 dioic acid. Okay, right. So since he asked whether I can use a suffix, whether I can use a double bond or triple bond as a prefix, yes, we can use. When you use them as prefix, you have to use alkenyl as the prefix. If you have a double bonds, when you have a C, I think we have already mentioned this in the table. If you can just look into it, C double bond C we use alkenyl, and for C triple bond C we use alkynyl. Right, and if I have only C single bond C, ethyl, like that we use alkyl.
Excuse me, sir.
So yeah, go on.
So I have a doubt.
Yeah.
So for the carboxylic acids, we shouldn't be using the prefix, sir. For the last case of example.
No, like say in these things, carboxylic acid is there, double bond is there, triple bond is there. Which is having maximum priority?
Double.
Which is having maximum priority?
Double.
When I have COOH, double bond and triple bond, which is having maximum priority?
COOH.
It is carboxylic acid. right? COOH has maximum priority. So COH, whichever is the maximum prioritized functional group will give my primary suffix. This has already been mentioned, right? So COOH is my maximum prioritized functional group. So I have to use the primary suffix, and that is my oic acid. Yes?
Oh, okay, sir.
Understood?
Okay, got it.
Understood?
Sir,
Right.
here even if it was some other functional group, still it would have the maximum priority, right?
Still it will have?
Maximum priority.
Yeah, obviously, because COOH is the maximum prioritized functional group in all of the organic chemistry.
No, sir, I meant like instead of COOH, we had some other functional group.
Yeah, then also that would have been the maximum priority. Yes,
Yes,
correct. Yeah, correct. Right. So yeah, so this kind of things we know that this, if at all you have to use them as prefixes. Any questions? Okay, you have to use them as prefix like this, right? Say for example, people. Right. If you have a compound like this, okay, this is a single bond. Okay, this is one single bond. Fine. So if you have a compound like this, there's a problem, right? What problem will you face? I told you this is a single bond only. Okay, right. So yeah, if this is a compound, while naming, what problem will you face? One second, hold on. Yeah.
Sir, I don't think we'll face a problem like. frankly
Okay.
speaking.
Generally, like you will be a little surprised to see that. Say if I, however I number the carbon atom, right? It will see that one of the double bond will become a branch, right? For example, if I will number it like this: 1, 2, 3, 4. This is one way of numbering, right? Or I do 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? However I do, say if I take 1, 2, 3, 4, this becomes a branch, right? And same way, if I do the main branch like this becomes a branch, right? So either way, what you understand is you are going to use the prefix in this case for a double bond, C double bonds, right? So I again write the compound, right? So I'll write right? Am I correct? Yes, this is fine. Right. So now, did I add any extra carbon atom? I think I did. Right. Anyways, no problem. Anyways, the same thing will happen. Okay. However, you do in this case, instead of 4 carbon atoms, here I'm going to have 5. That's the only difference. Okay. So let me number it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Now let me get done with this part first. This the entire thing will become pent because 5. And then when 1 and 5th carbon atom, 1 and 4th carbon atom, I have a double bond. So it becomes 1,5 diene. You have to end with the prefix, second primary suffix, because that is the only thing available. Double bond is the only functional group available here. So you have to use the suffix, that is primary suffix.
Isn't it 1,4?
Oh, I'm sorry. This is 1,4. Absolutely. Yes. This is 1,4 diene. Right. Now, obviously, before this, I'm going to have this as a branch and see in which carbon atom, 3rd carbon atom. How many carbon atoms are there in the branch? 2 carbon atoms, right? So you should write 2-ethynyl. Now, what did I tell you for double bond? How should you write it? Alkenyl. Now, since I have 2 carbon atoms only in the double bond, it becomes what? It becomes ethynyl. Alkenyl becomes ethynyl because I have 2 carbon atoms in the branch, 1 and 2. Okay, this is the name of the compound. But don't worry, these kind of questions are not going to ask you. Normally, whatever we saw till now, yes, they will ask you. Yes, understood? Everybody, how do you use this?
Sir.
Alkenyl.
Sir,
Yeah.
could you repeat?
Sure. So this part is done, right? The main chain part is very easy. That is pen 1,4 diene, right? If I talk about this, the branch, again, where is the branch? In 3rd carbon atom. 3. What is the branch? It's a C double bonds, right? It's a double bond which is there in the branch. And whenever you have a double bond which is there in the branch, the prefix has to be used. and that is going to be alkynyl when I have C double bond C, right? Now this alk is going to depend upon how many carbon atoms, right? Now in this case, you see that it is going to be 2 carbon atoms only, which is there in this entire chain, side chain. So it becomes ethenyl, alkynyl becomes ethenyl. And obviously for a prefix, normally what you do, where, what, and how many? Again, same thing is followed. 3 ethenyl, that's it, only one. Yes, got it?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Sir, so basically ethynyl, alkaline or alkynyl alone cannot come. They have to be attached with eth or some root word, right?
Yeah, it has to be, but you can get an imaginary compound. If at all I have to think about it, say something, if I have like this. Okay, right. Now what you do is you have no other choice than to take this as the main chain, even though this has lesser number of carbon atoms, 1, 2, 3 only. But if I go like this, it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4. But I will take this as the main chain only. This as the only main chain. Why? Because I have the most prioritized functional group, that is 2 COOHs should be there in the main chain, because that is having the maximum priority, right? So you have no other choice than to use this as a branch, no other choice, right? So in this case, what will you do? You will write 2 ethenyl, right? And it becomes prop, because 3 carbon atoms, 1 comma prop, and there is no double bond, triple bond. There is no double or triple bond in the main chain. So you use and, so the C. You use and E, not En, not Yn. And because in the main chain, there is no double or triple bond, right? Prop and 1, 3 dioic acid. This would have been the name. Yes? Okay. Everybody understood? Anybody wants me to repeat again?
No, sir.
No, sir.
Okay, I hope everybody gets this, right? Why am I, see, in this is a very strange case. The strange case is, even though I have lesser number of carbon atoms in this ring, this chain, still I'm taking it, because the other part of the rule, which says that the maximum prioritized functional group should be there in the longest possible chain, right? So even though this is 3 only, but still my most prioritized functional groups are there, I take this as the main chain, right? Okay. One second. One second. I'm sorry, there's a naughty kid in the house, not in the house, in the same flat, right? So yeah, what I was telling is, I hope everybody gets this, right? I choose this because the maximum prioritized functional group should be there in the main chain. So this eventually becomes a branch, right? So I have to use again alkynyl, but in this case again 2 carbon atoms, so ethenyl, right? And other things remaining same. This is, I think, all of them will be able to understand. Okay, right. So I think maybe one last question, right, which will include prefix, subduct, everything together, and then we will end up everything, right? Okay, say let it be this one. Okay, go on.
Sir, shall I say?
Yeah, go on.
3,5 dihydroxy,
Okay.
4,4 diiodo, opt 2,5 in,
1 second. Okay. Off.
2,5 in.
That's it. Just in.
No, sir. Yes, sir. 2,5 in,
Just in. Just en. No, nothing. Nothing before that. 2,5.
diin.
Die in. You should say die n.
Diin. Okay, sir.
Okay.
Diin. 7,9.
Okay. 7.
One-
Okay. So 9. There is no other way you have to pronounce it like this only. Okay. Go on.
1,8 oic acid.
What? 1,
8.
So there
1,
are 10 carbons. right?
there are, I think 10 carbon atoms. Okay. So 1, 10. Then
Oic acid. Dioic acid.
dioic acid.
Sir, shall I?
1 second.
Sir, I'm getting 8 carbon atoms. I guess I wrote
Okay.
the question wrong.
Okay, fine. What is the other name you have? Someone wants to tell?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
1 second. Yeah, 4,6 dihydroxy,
Okay.
and then 5 diiodide.
5 diiodide, or you should write it as 5,5. Even though
Okay,
it
yeah,
is
yeah,
the
sorry.
same
5,5 diiodide.
Okay, diiodo, not iodide.
Okay, iodo,
Ah.
and 3,
3, after the iodo, what comes
3,
after iodo?
6 iodo. Okay, sorry. Iodo deck.
What hep?
DEC deck.
Oh, deck. Okay. Then
Deck. And then 3, 6. 3, 6.
Hmm.
Di N.
Okay.
And then okay, 8 ine, and
then
1, 10
dioic acid.
dioic acid.
I
Okay.
got Subhajit's answer, sir.
Okay. Yeah. So I think Raga would have missed 2 carbon atoms. That's why or else
Yes,
if it was
sir.
8 carbon atoms, this was correct. Right. Anyways, So people, the maximum priority goes to C over H. Obviously, C over H. However you start, it's going to be 1 and 10. If you'll have eventually 10 carbon atoms, right? Fine. So however you start is 1 and 10. So the next priority goes to OH, right? All you have to know that the next priority goes to OH. Now, if I start from here, it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So basically, I'm getting it at 5 and 7, right? But if I start from here, it becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It becomes what? 4 and, sorry, it becomes, I think, 4 and 6.
4 and 6, sir.
Okay, it becomes 4 and 6, right? So that should be the correct way. So let me rub every numbering and write it properly. Okay, there was an I here. Okay, right. So the proper name should be, the proper numbering should be, see, I think what Raga, you would have done a mistake is you wouldn't have included the carboxylic acid's carbon in the main chain.
I did, sir. I wrote the question wrong. I didn't draw one
Oh,
more
you wrote the
bond line.
question.
Yes,
Okay, okay. Right. So everybody please understand that you have to include this carbon, right? This is these and one more, that is your CHO. Both of them are terminal functional groups. I think last class I mentioned this, right? Terminal functional groups, that includes carbon, right? So you have to include the carbon which is there in the functional groups also, right? So this becomes 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. This becomes 10, right? So we can, if I will do the prefix part, I have 4 and 6 to have 4 and 6 to have hydroxy. So it is going to be 4, 6 dihydroxy. Why am I using hydroxy? Because the maximum priority goes to COOH. Whatever the other functional groups I have will have the prefix part, and that becomes hydroxy for OH. Right. Okay. So 4, 6 dihydroxy. I think directly we can go, and you have iodo also. Right. Now, why am I writing hydroxy first? Again, alphabetic order. Right. H comes first. Right. Then comes 5, 5 diiodone, because in the 5th carbon atom, you see there are 2 iodines. Right. So 5, 5 diiodone. I think the prefix part is done. Then comes the root word, that is dec, because I have 10 carbon atoms. Right. Then comes the secondary suffixes. Secondary suffixes are going to be for double bond and triple bond. Right. Now, double bond is there in 3 and 6. Right. Yeah. 3 and 6. Now, 2 double bonds. So di-N. Right. And in the 8th carbon atom, you see that there is a triple bond. Right. 8th carbon atom, there is a triple bond. So you write YN. Again, why this order? Because E comes first, then only Y comes in alphabetical order. Right. And then it is done. Then we'll talk only about the primary suffix that comes from your acid, because that is having the maximum priority. So it is going to be 1, 10 dioic acid. Right. See, everything is included here. Di, tri, prefix, suffix, secondary suffix, primary suffix, everything is included in this question. Right. So if anybody has any question regarding this question, if this you understood how it is, rest all things you understand, that you already understand. Anybody has any problem with this?
Sir,
Yeah.
sir, what about the common names?
Oh, common names. Whenever we solve a question, at that time I'll tell you there are not much. There are not many. It's very easy only. Okay, you will eventually get used to them. Anyways, your school will specify so much on this common names. You will definitely learn from your school. Even if not, when we solve a question and all, I'll randomly give you a common name. Then you'll be able to do it. Very simple one. Yeah, go on.
Sir, what if there is like a compound which has the exact mirror image of the other compound? So it will be the same name but different.
Same name, but I'll give plus or minus. That comes under isomerism. That is your next topic. Okay, so the question you asked, we'll study about that in isomerism. That is your next chapter, not next chapter, next topic in this chapter only.
Sir?
Okay, but the IUPAC name will be same. Okay, if the answer to your question, if at all you have mirror images of each other, say two compounds which are mirror images of each other, right? The IUPAC name will be same. Okay, but still something will be different. Yeah, go on. Any questions?
Sir, the IUPAC name of these compounds can be so long. So why are they used?
Why are they used? Why are they used? Because you have, I don't know, millions and billions of compounds, right? This is a way of decoding them, say separating one from another, right? But you, for example, see if maybe 1 second, wait. Let me go to Google and I want to show you. How to move this. Okay, no problem. Say I type anything. Okay, say
Sir, Hamsini is requesting you to see the chat.
sorry, Hamsini is looking, asked me to see the chat. Okay, what happened?
Yes, sir.
Sir, I'm actually having an appointment with the doctor now. Yeah, you can go, Hamsini. Yes, yes. Please carry on. Anyways, I'm gonna finish the class in 5 minutes. You can go. Okay, right. Thank you. Okay, so what I want to do is say we will take any normal paracetamol. Okay, paracetamol structure. Okay, no, this is a very simple structure. I want something complicated. Say erythromycin. Erythromycin structure. Okay, something complicated, right? Let me see at the image. Okay, see if I view this image. Okay, now you see that this is a complicated structure. So much, like I can show you, it's even bigger, like so much big proteins and all. If you take right proteins which are there in our body, they have molecular masses in terms of thousands and 2000s and like I don't know, so many. Okay, so those will be bulky organic compounds, so big organic compounds, right? At those times, we will actually not spend the time wasting. I would say waste our timing not knowing those compounds, right? Say whatever be the structure, whatever be the bulkiness of the compound, only certain important things I require. Okay, in among, for example, in this maybe only this ether kind of bond is important for me. In the case of drugs, I'm talking, right? That particular drug is going to use this particular ether bond which is there in our body in some way, right? That is all that is required, right? Other things are there for reasons, but the name of the compound after a point of time is not really that important, right? But you should know it. You definitely should know it, because for small, if at all you're going to synthesize, if at all you're going to go to a chemistry laboratory, right? And say they're asking you to prepare a simple chemical, right? Simple chemical, and they'll ask you to say, hey, take the 3-hydroxypentanol and start doing the start mixing it with say 4-hydroxybutyric acid, something like that, right? So then if you don't know that, okay, 3-hydroxy means it should come here, butyric acid means okay, it's like this, then you will search, like you don't know like which to add and which to take and add, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is for smaller compounds, the names are important with respect to say the laboratory point of view or your knowledge point of view, right? But as the compound grows, comes bigger and bigger and bigger, the name becomes less significant, right? So you don't have to worry about it, right? But when the compound is small, yes, it has its own significance. As I told you, one normal example, you can see it in the lab. If you go to an organic lab, this are all the common terms you will see. Like people only talk in terms of these. How do we have Tamil language, English language? They talk in their own language of chemistry, right? So for those purposes, yes, it will be very useful. Even though not so much hype it is, but still, I find it interesting. Right? Anyways, any other questions anybody has?
Sir, can you give a question with 2 to 3 complex substituents?
1 second. Let me. What did you ask?
Could you give a question with about 2 to 3 complex substituents?
2 to 3 complex
Substituent.
2 to 3 complex substituents are not required, Kana. We have done the toughest level. See, I can go on increasing the toughness. Okay, for the next 1 month, I can train you in naming the compounds by the say what is it? When I was doing my JEE coaching, like when I was in your time, 12th, 11th, and all. Say so much time was spent on this. I became little so addicted that I'll just take a tablet's name, any random tablet's name. Like I told you, a complex structure, right? I'll start naming those things. right? So I know it is going to be addictive. I can even teach this for the entire month for the next 1 year, but we have to cover so many things. That's why. But we have seen for your level, for CBSE level, obviously the level we are seeing here also is not going to be asked in your exams. That level we have seen. That is more than enough. Okay. But if at all anybody is interested, maybe we can have an extra class, like on especially for this IUPAC naming, and I can give you some complicated structures. In some weekday we can have, right? Some complicated structures. I'll tell you, okay, these are some special cases for those you have to name like this, that we can have. Like 2 hour session also we can have. Okay, some other weekday. Is everybody up for this? Some complicated, like it's obviously not for your exams. It is just for fun. If anybody wants to come, they can come. But can we do it? I at least require some majority of students to come, then only I can do this. Can we do?
I'll be there, sir.
Okay, at least 5 students, 6 students, like nice interactions. If you can have, that will be fine, right? So let me decide a day and tell you, right? Those like it's open for everybody. Okay, anybody wants, they can join, right? Maybe your friends from other subjects also. Say your chemistry, physics, people who are attending physics classes but not attending my classes in Epsilon, they also can join. Let me talk to Raghav. Okay, so some weekday, 2 hours class, only complicated stuff. Now that you know what are the basics, you can actually easily scale up. Very interesting things are there. Okay, so actually I thought I will start isomerism this class, but no, time is up, right? So tomorrow's, I think Sunday's class, tomorrow Sunday, we will start with isomerism. We are done with naming. Okay, now please do your NCERT book back. For heaven's sake, everybody, please do your NCERT book back. And tomorrow's class, if you have any doubts, you can ask me. The first thing today, you guys will be now free only, right? If you're not going out and anywhere, please spend some time on doing the questions on your book back, only on IUPAC maybe for this chapter, right? And eventually you will find some difficulty. I will be available online. Maybe you can text me. I can help you, right? All those is possible. And tomorrow, yeah.
Sir, in tomorrow's class, can you please explain the common names, the neo, pentane?
Yeah. I will give you maybe 10 minutes. We'll speak about the common names. We'll speak about.
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Okay. Right. Thank you so much, people. I think I'm ending this for today. Right. Yeah, we'll meet tomorrow.
Tomorrow is isomerism.
Tomorrow is isomerism. Yes.
Okay.
Right.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you so
sir.
much. We'll meet again tomorrow. Yeah, tell me.
Sir, tomorrow I won't be attending the class.
You can look at the video then. Look at the
Okay.
video. Ask me any doubts if you have after you watch the video.
Fine, sir.
Okay.
Sir,
Yeah. Yes, Archita.
sir, today they have marked me absent. I joined late, so they have marked me absent.
I'll tell them. You also tell them. I'll also tell them. But once you tell them that, once they look at the recorded video, they'll be able to see your name. So you just have to tell them, I joined late. Please include me. They'll include. Okay.
Okay, sir.
Right. If not, tell me. Then I will inform them.
Okay, sir.
Right. Cool. Thank you. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you, sir.